What's up, FTS Nation? It is Steven Freeborn here from freeborntrainingsystems.com, and in this video I basically want to touch on something in the opposite direction of a video I uploaded a couple days ago titled "Don't Do This When You're Trying to Build Muscle." And the title of this video is basically a parody on that. Don't do this while trying to lose fat. And in particular, my last video is oriented towards the guys I help most, which is young, professional, busy, family-centered guys who want to be jacked and fit. And this video is going to be oriented to that group as well. In my last video, I talked about this psychological trap that a lot of guys fall into when they decide that they're going to start trying to build mass, put on muscle, and train for hypertrophy. And it's the cycle of gain a little bit of weight, feel like they look fat, revert back to cutting, and then in the end get a net zero gain because they take one step forward and then they take immediately one step back. And I talked about how you need to be aware of that and set yourself up to succeed by knowing that that feeling is going to come. The flip of that also happens when dudes are trying to lose fat. So a guy has been used to training, and this fits a perfect scenario that I'm in personally right now because I'm going through a cut and I'm actually documenting it and filming it. There's a playlist, The Cut, on this channel. You can check that out. But I spent the last 4 to 6 months training specifically for hypertrophy, volume, adding muscle mass, and eating lots of calories. Now I'm going the opposite direction. So I spent 4 to 6 months getting very used to having great training sessions, always hitting PRs, feeling a super big pump, feeling muscular and strong and swole, right? Part of that is the psychology of knowing what I'm training for and how I'm eating. Part of that is the result of the training and the nutrition combined. However, what's going to happen is now that I've gone in the opposite direction, I'm going to have days where I don't feel like I was feeling then. I'm going to feel weaker. I'm going to feel like I'm getting puny or scrawny, that I don't look as filled out or swole as I used to. While that's probably slightly, like there's a minimal amount of truth to that in the fact that, yes, I'm going to be losing weight. Most of that weight hopefully is coming from fat. Some of it is going to come from a little bit of lean tissue. Because I'm in a caloric deficit, I'm not going to have that kind of fifth gear that I'm used to having when I'm in a surplus and eating plenty of food. So yes, all those things are real, but a lot of it is psychological. I knew what I looked like and what I thought I looked like when I was training heavy, eating lots of food, and training intensely, which I'm still doing, but it's just different. And anybody who's been there knows kind of relates to what I'm talking about. So I can't let that feeling of scrawniness, weakness, oh man, I don't look as jacked as I did, prevent me from continuing to move forward with my cut, because a lot of that is in my head. The appreciable difference isn't going to be noticeable until I start to really lean out, and once I start to really lean out, my muscular physique is going to stand out more. So in the long run, I'm going to be beneficial. It's in the short term where it really starts to affect you and kind of, screw with your mind. So if you're a guy who's trying to lose fat, ahead of time know this. Sometime in the period of your cut, you're not going to feel as strong or as muscular or as big and jacked as you did when you were training to add muscle mass. That's okay. Those days are going to come and go, and you should not make a decision to jump off your goal, jump off your program, jump off your plan back to what you were doing because you have a day where you feel like that. Stick to the plan, execute, finish the program, finish the plan you're on, get your cut, and then after your 12 weeks or whatever, however long your cut is, you can switch back into that volume and hypertrophy mode. But don't let it derail you. There's nothing worse than taking one step forward, one step back, and getting nowhere. Continue to move forward. Take 10, 12 steps forward with your leanness, and then switch directions and take 10, 12 steps forward with your muscle mass. It just flip-flop back and forth over the course of a year. I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps some of you who are considering losing fat or are in the middle of that. Like I said, if you want to see me, how I do it, how I coach other people do it, I'm documenting that process. The Cut, it's a playlist, it's a series. You can look on in my recent uploads or go to the playlist section. It's right there. If you enjoyed this video, share it with the other dudes who want to get jacked and fit. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. The more you guys share my content, like my content, the more other people it reaches, and the more the FTS Nation grows, and the more jacked and fit dudes we can help get jacked and fit. And then that will make them better in their careers, better as a husband, as a father, as a son, with their family. So I really appreciate you guys' support, and the shares and likes and the comments are kind of what I live for. Your feedback allows me to drive my content, provide more value to you guys, so please let me know what you think. Steven at freeborntrainingsystems.com. Social media, just search Steven Freeborn, you'll find me. But until the next video, I hope you guys have a kick-ass day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.